A stepfather in Crosby is dead after allegedly being shot by two men who brought his teenage stepdaughters home. Now, we've been out at that scene since early this morning. ABC 13 reporter Charlie Etzedy is still there live. Charlie, I know you had a chance to talk to investigators. And at this point, do they believe the dead knew the shooter?
Yeah, Melanie, they do. And so what we've learned from HCSO investigators who moved out of this neighborhood a couple of hours ago, but they were out here investigating for several hours overnight. They tell us that they believe the two men involved in this shooting knew the stepfather and that there apparently had been some ongoing conflict between the group of men before the shooting that ultimately led up to the stepfather getting shot and then killed. And so here are the details that investigators shared with us earlier this morning. They say that the victim in this case, they've identified him as 48-year-old Kevin Adams. We don't have much information beyond the name and the age of the victim, but we've also learned the men involved in the shooting are friends of the stepdad's teenage stepdaughters. Now, we don't have ages on either of these men, so it's unclear if they themselves are teenagers as well or if they are older. But the teens and the men came to the home last night in a white Impala sometime before 11:30. Now, the stepdad came outside the house, and that's when investigators say a confrontation started in the middle of the street. Now, things turned physical with one of the men, and at one point, the other man ended up shooting the stepdad. Now, multiple shots were fired, and the stepdad was hit. First responders did respond out here to the neighborhood, and the stepdad was taken by life flight to the hospital where he sadly died. So the two men, after the shooting happened, got back into that white Impala and drove off, but investigators say there were plenty of witnesses who saw everything that happened.
Welcome to Straddled Events. On this channel, we bring you the truth. Sometimes the truth is quite ugly, unbearable, and you just don't want to deal with it. But on this channel, you're going to get it anyway. You are straddling between the fence of good versus evil, right versus wrong. And on this channel, we're going to tell you to do better. Let's go. Please subscribe to the channel. It is free. Like or dislike the videos. Thanks.
A man shot and killed outside his home. Investigators believe the men who did it know the victim's stepdaughters.
Our Zach Lajwe was the first reporter on scene early this morning. He's joining us live from outside the home where that shooting happened at the corner of Spectacle Bear Lane and Asiatic Black Bear Way with the latest. Zach.
Andy, according to Harris County Sheriff's Office, that victim is 48-year-old Kevin Adams. He died from that shooting. That shooting happened right here. And this midday, authorities are looking for two males connected to that shooting. They say they were driving a white Impala. Killed in front of this home, a house Kevin Adams just moved into hours before, according to residents of Kodiak Crossing in Crosby. Neighbors in the newer subdivision say they are shook about Sunday's shooting. Do you feel safe here?
Yes, I did. Yes, actually I did. I never thought nothing like that would happen around here. It's really sad. It's really sad, because, you always think home is your safe home and your safe place, but it looks like it's not.
Sergeant Jason Brown with Harris County Sheriff's Office says the shooting stemmed from a physical argument involving two males that know Adams' stepdaughters.
We do know that it's somebody that the stepdaughters have been involved with and that the stepfather did not approve of.
Sergeant Brown says the two males dropped off Adams' stepdaughters, a 17-year-old girl and a 16-year-old girl. This is when Adams went outside to confront the two males.
When he went outside, he got into a physical altercation with one of the males, and one of the males shot the stepfather. We don't know which individual inside the white Impala did the shooting. Right now, we're trying to determine exactly what the identity of those individuals are. We're dealing with nicknames and stuff like that, their Instagram monikers and things, but we're working to try to get a good ID on them so that we can move forward with the investigation.
I spoke to the former HOA president of this community. He says the community is concerned and interested in forming a neighborhood watch program because of this incident. If you know anything about this shooting, you're asked to call the Harris County Sheriff's Office. live in the Crosby area. I'm Zach Lashway, KPRC 2 News.